All right, let's just get this out there. Professional footballers these days, do they really love their clubs? Or is it, just about the next massive paycheck?
It's a harsh way to put it, but sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah, it feels like that.
Okay, perfect example. Arsenal apparently sniffing around Rodrygo at Real Madrid. Sky Germany's reporting he could leave Real Madrid this summer.
Wow. At Real Madrid, winning things.
Exactly. Playing for arguably the biggest club in the world and potentially heading for the exit. Is this just smart career management or does loyalty even factor in anymore?
It makes you question it, definitely.
Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to cut through the noise of these transfer rumors and figure out what's really driving things in modern football. Today, it's all about the potential summer merry-go-round.
And things move fast, don't they? Look at Florian Wirtz. Kicker says he's deciding between Bayern Munich and Liverpool, like within the next 10 days.
10 days, that's incredibly quick. Two huge clubs vying for him. Sounds great on paper, pure sporting ambition.
But does it leave any room for, genuinely connecting with a club's vision? Or is it just weighing up the immediate benefits?
The money, you mean? Let's be honest. Is it sport or is it the offer sheet? Does deciding that fast suggest it's more about the short term?
It could well do. It leans towards prioritizing what's best right now, maybe over building something longer term.
It certainly raises flags about commitment. And look at the knock-on effects. ESPN says Barcelona are keen on Liverpool's Luis Diaz.
He's still got 2 years left on his deal.
2 years, yeah. Which, in football terms? Well, it's not exactly forever, is it? So is this Barca showing they still have that pull?
Despite the money issues we keep hearing about.
Right. Or are they maybe being clever, targeting players whose contracts aren't that long? Is it a budget move? A temporary solution rather than a real statement signing?
That's a really interesting angle. And then Liverpool, if Diaz goes, Mundo Deportivo links them with Malik Fofana from Lyon.
See? One out, one potentially in, almost instantly.
It paints a picture of, well, ruthless efficiency, doesn't it? Yeah. Very transactional.
Totally, like pieces on a chessboard. Does that whole idea of a player being part of the club's soul just get pushed aside for strategy and market value?
It seems to be heading that way more and more.
Okay, let's switch to someone who has built a legacy. Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City.
A true legend there.
Absolutely. But TalkSport says Napoli and, get this, Chicago Fire are leading the chase. And he's a free agent.
Chicago. Wow. That's unexpected.
Isn't it? After everything at City, the titles, the status, is this him wanting a completely new experience, a different challenge?
Or is it that final massive contract, maybe in a league that's, a bit less demanding physically?
You have to ask, don't you? Does a move like that, say to Chicago, slightly, I don't know, tarnish the farewell, the emotional goodbye we sort of expect?
It definitely makes you think about what drives players at that stage. The lifestyle change is one thing, sure, but the financial side, especially in places like MLS, it's significant.
So is the emotional farewell just narrative, covering for a move that's mostly about the numbers?
It could be. It's hard to separate the two sometimes. The story helps smooth things over, perhaps.
Okay, back to City. Even as they might lose Bruyne, they've got James McAtee. Sky Germany says Bayer Leverkusen are interested.
Leverkusen again. Potential Wirtz connection there.
Could be a bit of a triangle, yeah.
Yeah.
And other Premier League clubs are watching him too. Now, McAtee, he's City's own, right? Academy product, clearly talented.
Very talented.
So could him wanting to leave be less about City itself and more about, well, how hard it is to get regular games there?
Yeah, the competition is just immense.
Is he basically being forced to look elsewhere just to play consistently? Does it show how even the top clubs can't always keep a hold of their best young players?
I think that's spot on. For a player like McAtee, minutes are everything at this stage. Leverkusen, especially if Wirtz leaves, might offer a clearer path.
Makes sense. A strategic move for his own career, even if it means leaving City. Meanwhile, over at Chelsea, The Guardian says they are absolutely determined to keep Enzo Fernandez. Real Madrid's sniffing around, apparently.
Determined. That's a strong word in transfer talk.
It is. So we talk about player power all the time, but how much power does a player really have when a club puts its foot down like that?
Especially with a long contract, which Fernandez has.
Is it just Chelsea flexing their muscles?
Yeah.
Using the contract? Or do they genuinely see him as completely untouchable for their project, no matter who comes calling?
It highlights the power of that contract. Clubs invest huge sums, like Chelsea did with Enzo. They build plans around these players. So yeah, they have significant leverage. It's not just about what the player wants.
Okay, quick shift. Fabrizio Romano reports Liverpool are offering a new 4-year deal to Welity Lucky, the young center back.
Ah, securing the youth.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? You see clubs locking down promising youngsters long-term while the established stars are constantly in the rumor mill.
It's a definite contrast.
Does that signal a shift? Prioritizing youth, building from within? Or is it just cheaper, more sustainable financially?
Probably a bit of both. Securing young talent protects their investment, gives them assets for the future, and yes, generally less initial outlay than buying a big star.
But it does feel a bit pragmatic, maybe less sentimental towards the older guard.
Perhaps. It certainly shows where the priorities might lie in terms of future-proofing the squad.
And look at this, president's getting involved. Football Italia says Fiorentina's Rocco Commisso is personally trying to keep Moyes keen.
The personal touch.
Yeah. But is that genuine? Like, we really value you, Moises. Or is it a tactic? Maybe driven by the bottom line, keep him, or at least drive up the price if he has to go.
A president stepping in always sends a message, but yeah, it's almost certainly calculated. Build rapport, maybe. But the financial angle, retaining value, or maximizing a fee, that's always going to be part of it.
Always circling back to that, isn't it? And finally, Victor Gokries at Sporting, Canal 11, reports he's told teammates he's unsure about his future. Arsenal and Man United linked.
So even when the big clubs are interested.
The player himself isn't sure. It just shows how complex these things are. It's not just about who wants you. It's personal stuff, ambition, style of play, family, maybe just a gut feeling.
Absolutely. The player's own headspace, their personal life, that can be the biggest factor of all, more than the money or the club's prestige sometimes.
So looking at all this, it's messy, isn't it? Modern transfers seem like this ruthless mix of ambition, cold hard cash, and club strategy. That old idea of loyalty feels pretty thin.
It does feel like a different era.
And look, for much more detail on all these stories and to keep up with everything happening, you really should check us out at eplnews.org. We dive deep into all this stuff.
Yeah, these rumors give you such a fascinating look behind the curtain at how these massive clubs operate. Constant evaluation, constant movement, high-stakes chess, really.
Definitely. And like I said, for the full reports and the bigger picture on all these potential moves, head over to eplnews.org. So, the final thought to leave you with. In this endless carousel of talent, does real club loyalty actually exist anymore? Or is football just a global marketplace now, all about strategic buys and calculated sells?
Something to ponder.
These news are available to read at eplnews.org.